Hi there, folks. This message is for the CDM 2 crew this fall quarter 2024. And for those of you that don't remember me, this is Ashley Teodorson-Taggart. I am one of the TAs for the class. I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about the final project. At this point, you all have made your way through the majority of the responses. The magic thesis response number 5 was due this past Friday the 1st, so that should be submitted already. For those of you that have questions about this assignment, which may or may not be some of you at this point, you've already submitted it, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. But the idea behind the magic thesis writing response was that you would use that worksheet that we provided to go through and really figure out a way to clarify in a very concise manner the goal of the project that you're working on, whether that's a paper or a media project, whether you're doing it as an individual or a group. And so that should all be done. So that's the takeaway from that assignment, is we really want you to have a clear way of articulating what it is that you're trying to do with your final project. Now, when it comes to the next assignment that's due, your draft, that's due Monday, November 11th by 5 p.m. to Canvas, just like you've submitted all of the other responses. And the idea behind this assignment, I'm in our Canvas page right here, so I'm going to actually click into the assignment so that we can talk about it a little bit. So the idea behind the draft is that you're really giving us sort of like an extended abstract of what it is that you're trying to do. So before we get into what we're expecting with the draft in particular, let's take a step back and talk about the final project. So in this message, you're going to see this video, which you're watching. And you're also going to see a couple of links that take you to YouTube playlists that have some examples of final media projects from previous iterations of the course. I want you to take a look at those because it'll give you an idea of what we are hoping that you will do. Now, it goes without saying at this point in the course, if you have read the assignment prompts for the draft and the final, that there are lots of different options available to you, right? The idea with this final project is that you have the time and the space to do a really lengthy deep dive into some concept or theme that's presented in the course that has to do with the relationship between technology and the nature or the experience of being a human being. Now, this is intentionally extremely broad. The reason behind that is because we want you to really choose something that you connect to and that is meaningful to you. So, say you want to consider any of the AI large language model platforms that are available, GPT, for example. You could take this technology and you could consider something very specific about it in relation to what it means to be a human. So you could say, I would like to do an investigation into the use of these large language models by students in American universities, right? So how are students using these tools as supportive tools for completion of assignments, for learning, etc.? What are some of the risks, benefits, liabilities? What does it enable? What is lost in using these tools? So these could all be sort of questions that are related to an overall theme that has something to do with LLMs and the experience of being a university student in 2024, right? So this is the kind of theme that would be a good example of something that you could take on in your final project. Of course, it by no means is the only theme available to you. Again, the project is very broad on purpose. We want you to find something you really connect to and really and intentionally dive into that project for the remaining sort of month that we have left in the quarter. So that's kind of a brief overview of the final project. Now, if you are doing a paper, that's relatively straightforward. We're looking for a final project paper version that is 10 pages, double-spaced, standard margins, that has a bibliography and a works cited. We're looking for a single author if you're doing a paper, and it follows relatively like standard academic formatting. We want you to use appropriate citational practice. Whatever is most common in your home discipline is fine, so long as it's consistent throughout the piece. So that's one option. Another option would be to do a media project. That's primarily what I want to dive into here with this video. That could be a video essay. It could be another kind of media project. In the past, students have done things anywhere from like fictional film that they write, direct, that is acted out, they do the special effects on, right? Or it could be something in a different category of media where you're not necessarily using video or film, but you're doing something like building a video game, you're creating a podcast, you're creating a website, interactive website. So any of these things with the permission of your TA are totally allowable for this final project. We encourage you to work within a medium that you are somewhat familiar and to try to make this project useful for you as you grow your portfolio. So if you're a filmmaker and you want to work on a film, great. We want this to be something that you can include in your portfolio when you're applying to graduate school, or if you want to submit a film to a film festival, etc., right? So really be intentional about how you choose both your topic and your medium, in that we want it to be helpful for you as you move beyond this class. Okay, so that's partly just your responsibility to think about, talk to your TA about, be really clear on what the expectations are for different kinds of media projects. And we want you to really go into that. So this is a huge project. It's worth a ton of points. We're expecting pretty high quality in terms of effort. You don't have to be a master of any of these digital tools to have a successful project. You really don't. You'll be getting a lot of feedback on your drafts, and the hope is that you'll integrate that feedback into your work and you'll have a really successful final project that you can feel good about. That's the goal here. There will be more to come on what we're looking for in terms of a final. Again, look at the examples that I'm going to link here about video finals. When we are looking specifically at the draft, again, the idea is that whatever direction you choose to go for your final project, this is going to be something like a very extended draft, abstract, etc., of what it is that you intend to do in the final. So if you're writing a paper, what we don't want you to do is write the first 5 pages of the paper, submit that, and give us no sense of what it is that you want to do with the rest of the paper, right? It would be more productive to have a really detailed, extended outline where you're, for example, giving a really cohesive, solid thesis. You're outlining what you're going to do in the rest of the sections of the paper. You're providing sources. You're writing, several paragraphs in each section about what it is that you intend to do in the paper. And then you're giving us an idea at the very end of the paper of what kind of provocations you want to offer your viewer, your reader, for kind of next steps or next thoughts, if we're interested in taking this a step further, okay? You should bear in mind with all of this that your audience is us, the teaching team, and could be your fellow students. Again, if you would like to use this as a way to create something for your portfolio, you may want to bear in mind any other people who will be, ingesting this project in the future. If you go into the assignment prompt for the draft, it's relatively outlined. If you have questions, you're welcome to email me directly, ateodorson@ucdavis.edu. My email is linked in our Canvas site and in our syllabus. You're also more than welcome to be in touch with your TA directly. It's important to note that if you are doing one of these media projects like a video essay and you are working in a group of, say, 2 to 3 students, that you're all submitting the exact same thing to Canvas for your draft. So each student needs to submit the same project. You need to be really clear about who's in your group, what sections they're in, so that the TAs are not all triple grading things. So say there are 3 students who are in different sections and you all have different TAs. We want one person grading that as opposed to getting 3 different TAs feedback without an idea that you're working with other people. This is so that we can streamline things for you and for us, of course. If you have any questions about the guidelines or parameters for the draft or the final, again, be in touch with one of us. We're happy to support you. My office hours are going to be opening up starting next week. You're welcome to hop into my office hour sign up. It's a Google form, again, linked in our syllabus, and you are more than welcome to sign up for a 15-minute slot. These will most likely be done via Zoom. That seems to be the easiest way to accommodate people's different schedules. If you would like support or feedback and your schedule does not line up with when I have office hours scheduled right now, just send me an email. We can find another time to connect. Let's see, what else is there to say about the final? It's a really cool project, and the idea is that we really want you to connect to some sort of topic that we're dealing with. These are dense, they're complicated. There's a lot of material for you to go through in this course. And of course, the backdrop of all of this is the world in which we are currently living. It's election day. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of pressure. We invite you to bring these things in a really earnest way to your project if it seems appropriate thematically. And again, please be in touch with us if you have questions, if you're looking for feedback along the way. Your drafts will be graded. Comments will be, ample comments will be provided. But again, if you're looking for more, we're here. We want to support you. We're here to help. And all you need to do is send over an email or sign up for an office hour. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Let your TAs know. Let Professor Lenoir know. We're really excited about this project, and we are excited to work with you on it. Hang in there. And take it a day at a time. All right, folks. Sending you really, really well wishes for a productive quarter. And I look forward to connecting with folks soon. All right. Happy Tuesday.